Hey friends, how's it going? I'm on day 7 of a water fast at the moment, but 15th of September 2018 this year, which was last month, I did what I would consider to be a fat-free fasting mimicking diet. I did it for 18 days, but I crashed and burned, meaning I pigged out 4 of those days. So I really did like 14 days of fasting mimicking diet, with a few blowouts. Anyway, but I want to share what happened with me during that time, right? So Valter Longo says that he's discovered 2 pathways that, promote aging, and sort of damage to the body, and that's a sugar pathway and a protein pathway, right? So in his version of the fasting mimicking diet, he recommends something like, I can't remember the exact percentages, but it's like, 1,000 calories the first day and 700 and I think it's 60 or 80 calories, subsequent days. And the breakdown of that, food content would be something like, I think it's 43% fat, 47% carbohydrates and 9% protein, something like that. I can't remember the exact percentages, but now for me, I'm what's called a low-fat, high-carb vegan, and if you watch the documentary Forks Over Knives and you look up doctors like Corbell Esselstyn, John McDougall, Neil Barnard, Colin T. Campbell, he's a professor, you will see that these doctors heal multiple sclerosis, cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, all with the same diet, and that is an overt fat-free vegan diet. Overt fat-free means no oils, no high-fat foods like avocados or coconuts or any of that, right? And anyway, and this research is presented in Forks Over Knives, the documentary, so I highly recommend that. Anyway, so it sort of annoys me that Valter Longo sort of disregards all that research when he recommends this sort of high-fat fasting mimicking diet, right? So I thought, you know what, because I know so much about, the adverse effects of fat on the body, I want to do like a fasting mimicking diet. Well, actually, I want to do a water fast, but my lifestyle at that point just demanded that I had some energy every day, so I can drive the car safely and all that. And as you can see, I'm sort of quite slender as it is, so I, as soon as I start going on water, I lose energy very quickly, right? So I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is just eat non-fat foods, like in low calorie, every day, and see if I've got this condition called electromagnetic hypersensitivity, right? So and also I'm 47 at the end of this month, and I want to increase my ability to have a child naturally at my age. So I want to increase my fertility, and I've done heaps of research. I've downloaded heaps of journal articles on how fasting and calorie restriction can improve the fertility of old mice, and but from calorie restriction. And just a few other things I've researched. I've found that fasting and calorie restriction can improve the quality of your eggs, right? But I won't go into that here, so because that video is not about this. But the other thing is, I've got this cruel condition called electromagnetic hypersensitivity. Basically, 9 years ago, I'm a civil engineer. I have a first-class honours in engineering and a master's in engineering, and 9 years ago I was talking on a cell phone all the time as a project engineer, and my brain swelled up and went numb for over a year. I lost my memory, and I became highly chemically sensitive, which is what often happens. And there's so many people being affected by electromagnetic hypersensitivity these days because of all wireless radiation everywhere. The cell phone towers pop up like mushrooms in a matter of weeks. They're everywhere. Like in Australia, they're every 1 kilometre. And everyone's got Wi-Fi, mobile phones, cordless phones, Fitbits, it's just everywhere. Wireless in your car, and there's some people getting it. There's Facebook groups for those who can touch a computer, because once once you're damaged by wireless radiation, then you become more sensitive to other electricity and electrical devices. Like, it took me 2 years to figure out how to use a computer, right? So I won't go into that here. But anyway, and there's a TED talk called Wireless Wake Up Call. So this engineer got flogged by smart meters, and now he's got electromagnetic hypersensitivity, and he's got a very informative website called EMF Analysis. And often when people get this condition, it's very difficult to live with, and there is a significant percentage of people who actually kill themselves. Like a girl named Jenny Fry, she got this electromagnetic hypersensitivity when she was 12, and she committed suicide by hanging at 15, okay? She couldn't hack it. So you can look up her name. If you just search 15-year-old girl Wi-Fi suicide, you can read about that story. Anyway, so, and you can see here I have aluminium fly screen mesh up, and that because metal deflects radiation. So because we're up high here, the tower, we're exposed to the towers, so this aluminium fly screen mesh deflects some of the wireless radiation from the towers, okay, from the cell phone towers and the neighbour's Wi-Fi. Anyway, so apart from wanting to increase my fertility, I felt like I just was really struggling to cope with the electromagnetic hypersensitivity. It's like a fate worse than death, and that's why I wanted to have a child too, because I just need something to live for, right? Because this condition freaking sucks. So I don't mean to go on about that, but I really want to hit home my motivation for wanting to fast, right? And so anyway, so I did this fasting mimicking diet, fat-free. So what I ate over those, say, 14 days where I was actually quite dedicated to it was like raw corn, papaya, steamed pumpkin, lots of greens from the garden because we grow our own vegetables, and like, so green smoothies, but instead of putting a ton of bananas in, I would only put like 1 or 2 to keep down the calories and the sugar content, right? And so what I found was, like, it was amazing. Like, I would try to eat like once a day or twice a day, you know, so that I was trying to fast most of the day. And what I noticed is that, like, I could get really fatigued from not eating, and as soon as I would eat just even this small amount of food, like a half a papaya, and another day I just ate a little bit of pineapple, right? So, but as soon as I would eat this little bit of food, oh my God, the energy was just amazing, right? So, and I thought, well, I can see that I wouldn't really be going into ketosis necessarily with this fasting mimicking diet, because every day I'm giving my body some energy. But I persisted with it, and after 12 days, I felt an improvement in my sensitivity to wireless radiation. Like, normally I couldn't even go outside here without this stuff that I have to wear, which is called Naturel. It's like $155 a metre in Australia. It's very expensive. It's 18% metal, coated in polyurethane, weaved into organic cotton, right? And it deflects wireless radiation. So normally I have this over my head, over my body, around my neck, like it's really bad. And but you can see now I don't have to, I can come out here and I don't feel the wireless radiation. So yeah, I could feel that when I was going outside, even with all the shielding on, I wasn't getting as sick. Like before, I would go outside with all this shielding on, even for 30 seconds, and the radiation would still get in and I'd still get severely sick. So then I was taking off more and more of the shielding, and I wasn't getting sick. It was like a miracle. And so I guess I limited my calories. I tried to limit them as low as possible. So if I could achieve only eating 400 calories a day, I would, but you know, I was always hungry. And that's the problem with not doing a water fast, right? If you do a water fast, the hunger goes for me after about 3 days, okay? Like, I did 2 lots of water fasting 13 years ago, so I sort of have that experience. And now I'm day 7 of a water fast. I was really hungry for the first 3 days, but day 4, I lost my hunger, which is fantastic. But yeah, when you're eating something every day, I just never lost that hunger, you know, for food. And but yeah, so yeah, I felt like an improvement to this to the severity of my electromagnetic hypersensitivity was an absolute miracle, and it was achieved on this fasting mimicking diet. So I would say, again, like I said, probably I was eating mostly 500 calories a day, but sometimes I would get up to 700 or 800 calories a day, okay? And the rest of the day I was drinking just like fresh mint from the garden in warm teas, like hot water, so like I guess you say herbal teas, and also fresh ginger root sliced up and put into hot water, so like a hot ginger tea, and that's sort of what I was drinking, and just water. That's what I was drinking when I wasn't eating. And the other thing I would do is I would have, like, every now and again I'd have a fresh vegetable juice with very minimal like fruit in it, okay, because I was really trying to keep my sort of concentrated sugar content down low, you know. So and you know, fruit juice is a big no-no, and that's actually something I've done a lot in the past, is had fresh fruit juices like fresh orange juice and all that, which I'm never going to do again, because I understand the importance of not having sort of concentrated even fruit juice in my diet, right, concentrated sugars. But I'm a big fruit eater and I will never stop doing that. So yeah, so once I completed this fasting mimicking, fat-free fasting mimicking diet, and I noticed such an improvement with the electromagnetic hypersensitivity, I wanted more. So I had like 5 days of refeeding, and I really pigged out. Like, you shouldn't, you know, overeat after like a sort of a fast, but oh my god, I did. And then I came here to, like, this is not where I normally live, and I came here and I did I did 2 days of water fasting, because it's easy here because I don't have the pressures of what I've got at home. So I did 2 days of water fasting, and then I had to eat a day to go to the dentist, and now I've gone back to, now I'm day 7 of a water fast. So yeah, like, this is again the first water fast I've done in 13 years, but without the pressures of my normal life. It's been really easy, and there's no stress here. So I'm going to share more about my water fasting experience. And the other thing is, like, last weekend, sort of on day 2 of my water fast, but you know, after all this fasting like fat-free fasting mimicking diet I did, I actually went into town unshielded completely. Like, that, I would have never done that. Like, normally I'm wearing 8 layers of this shielding everywhere, and especially into town, you know, because there's Wi-Fi everywhere, it's just radiation everywhere. People don't realise. You don't realise unless you've got a meter. So, a radiation detection meter, which I have. So, so yeah, so that is a freaking miracle on its own. And this improvement has really driven me to keep going with a more serious, business of water fasting. So, and during that time of the fasting mimicking diet over, I would say 2 weeks, I lost 4 kilograms or 9 pounds. But now I'm doing a water fast. I'm actually testing the ketones in my urine with this ketone urine strips. They're very useful. So I've noticed that I went into ketosis on this water fast on day 4, okay, and not before. Anyway, well, thank you so much for watching. Sorry to explain so much about electromagnetic hypersensitivity, but I think it's important in understanding the severity of my condition and how much it's been improved with this fat-free fasting mimicking diet, so that you could understand that you don't necessarily need fats in, like, when doing like a fasting mimicking diet. It's really like just eating super low calorie for, you know, an extended period of time to get a significant improvement in a condition, you know, a serious condition that one may have. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you found this interesting, and see you later.